5, 16, 19, 21, 30, 3 and 10. Check results. You remember?
Binley Mega Chippy. Binley Mega Chippy. No, you haven't accidentally clicked on something from over a year ago. Actually, I don't think it was over a year ago. I think it was probably about 7 months ago. Did you remember Binley Mega Chippy? Do you reckon they've gone under now? Like, are they just now any other chip shop, or do you reckon their business is still at least slightly better? I was just thinking about it because like that song, right? But if you don't know, Binley Mega Chippy was some weird niche UK meme that lasted a couple of weeks. They had their own little jingle. It was like this tiny little crap fish and chip shop. Was it fish and chips? Yeah, I think so. Chippy in it, and then it was all over TikTok, and then everyone was going there for the memes, and it all died. Um, as like a human race, we can be so simple sometimes. And in the moment, it feels like, oh my god, is this really what's trending? Are we really that basic? Are we really that cringe or whatever? At the time, right? But then other stuff in the world happens, right? When the other day when they were like, oh yo, the scientists have just made a breakthrough in like nuclear fusion, and we can generate the power of the sun, and that power can regenerate more power, making an endless loop of power, and this could solve energy crises for years to come down the line. It's like the two parallels of us, of like just us completely. Like on one side of the things, you've got people doing that, and then on the other side, you've got Binley Mega Chippy, which is it's what it says on the tin, that no explanation is needed. And I know which side I subscribe to personally. It's just like so. And obviously at the time I'm like, this isn't obviously that funny. I don't really know what's the thing. It's not going to last long. But I kind of like that. I kind of like, again, this is cringe, but it's like what makes us human. Like I know we do these other things, and sometimes we can be inspirational, and sometimes we can break boundaries or whatever. Like we fucking apparently stepped on the moon, if you believe in that. But you probably believe the earth is fucking round too, you fool. But no, yeah, it's like we'll be doing all that, but there's just something wholesome about the fact that think about, and this is really what you got to do sometimes, is just compare us to like every other animal on this that we've ever known, and not only like do we just do things that none of them could do, but we're so far advanced that we just like Binley Mega Chippy, little jingle, Chubby Man, things about Chippy, oh TikTok, you know what I mean? It's just so fucking weird. It's just like, it's kind of wholesome that's like what we just get up to, and we just like, oh, that's funny, remember that? What was the point? No need, just doing things for the sake of it. Like we just do. Why? I don't know, just banter type thing. Mental. You know what else is bloody mental? James Corden, fall from grace. And let me just say, if you're not from the UK, specific parts of the UK, maybe even if you are from it, you won't really get what I mean when I say fall from grace, because you think, I mean, James Corden has fell off a cliff, especially recently, but he was already falling from the depths of hell. That man's never been anywhere holy. But you got to understand, he's not always been late night show James Corden. There was a period of time where he was like national treasure. Everyone loves James Corden. Maybe not everyone. I can imagine people from like Liverpool, like Scouse people. Scouse people hate everything that isn't from Scouse. That is not Scouse, that isn't from Liverpool. Like, let me try and explain it in the best way I can. We'll go, well. Tell me tomorrow, I'll wait by the window for you. Something like that. Theme tune of what in my opinion, a fantastically great show. Gavin and Stacey. Now, some people think it wasn't funny. They're like The Office, and that's fine. I think The Office is funny as well. They both have their time and place. And I don't know, I feel like Gavin and Stacey, it's funny if you have to be able to directly relate with it. The Office, most people can relate to it because most people have worked in a work environment and had like a manager, or just works, I mean, not even specifically in an office, but just works in a place with a guy who's like that, or at least a bit like that. And that works well for people who, before The Office came out, worked at, and they've watched this and it's like, oh my god, this is just like my life. Or after that, like there's people I've met who I can tell have been influenced by it. They've not watched that and thought, that guy, this is a funny thing I meant to laugh at. They've adopted that as their personality, and they now are David Brent. And controlling your rota and your wages. And that's just the world. That's the world we're living in. But yeah, like it or not like it, Gavin Stacey I thought was funny. It was good. I related to it. Well, I didn't relate to it. I just knew people in my life who directly resembled the people in it. James Corden was in it. James Corden helped write it, co-wrote it with another woman who was in it. Good character, good storyline, Christmas specials, elite. James Corden, great. He was like a little comedy guy. He was loved. Like right now, comedy guys kind of probably like Jack Whitehall. Nobody likes Jack. I mean, people like Jack Whitehall, but no one likes him like half as much as people like James Corden. I felt like at the time, like he, the World Cup song for what year was it? 2014, 2010. Shout, shout, let it all out. Come on, England. Like we're like, oh, we need a guy for it. Who's like a good front man who the country loves. We'll go with James Corden. He'll sing along with Dizzy Rascal. Remember Dizzy Rascal? James Corden was the guy who was, we got him, we need a guy to host this award show. What was it? The Brits he used to? I think the Brits used to do like the BAFTAs maybe a couple times. Get James Corden. Goes to America. And this is what I mean when I say fall from grace, because I thought of him like that. And I never used to call him James Corden. He was Smithy. He's Smithy to so many people. Because that was his name of the character in the show. James Smith, Smithy. God, there's so many quotable lines. But then you go there. He goes there and does a late night show, and he's like rude to people apparently, like basically spits in your face and says, "Clean my shoes." Bad with the wait staff. So many bad stories. The people from Gavin and Stacey that work with him come out and say actually he was a bit of a knob here as well. Was in Cats. That doesn't help. What else? Well, dancing in the streets of LA in like a rat suit, just being kind of annoying. Just kind of being generally annoying and being kind of cringe is like his biggest crime usually. But he doesn't help himself. I don't know why I'm getting really cocky right. He don't help himself when he gets on the fat in black. I did this last time. He doesn't help himself when even though it's true. Okay, so The Whale starring Brendan Fraser. It's Oscar nominated. Brendan Fraser's Oscar nominated for his role in it. And it was like a performance of a lifetime type thing. James Harden Corden, that's probably not his name. This man comes forward. And by the way, if this movie was a complete huge flop, I don't think there's a chance in hell James Corden is coming out and saying this, but it wasn't. It was a huge success, and everyone thinks Brendan Fraser was amazing in it. But he's like, oh yeah, I was actually meant to play that role of the obese man giving a performance of a lifetime, like emotional range off the charts. That was actually meant to be me. That's what he says. He's like, yeah, that was actually going to be me under a different director. So in a different, by the way, where I saw this tweeted, the caption was something like, who knows, in another universe we could have been looking at Oscar-nominated James Corden. Firstly, no, we wouldn't have. What would have? It was a different director, and it was like a different human being, basically. So James Corden trying to play that role under the guidance of a different director, I think we would have been looking at something very different. But even if we did plop James Corden down into that exact same scenario with exact same variables and said, hey, this is what was going to get Brendan Fraser to do, but now you do it. I don't know if I can imagine James Corden actually pulling it off. It was kind of like he was trying to say, Brendan Fraser got nominated for this, so, that was gonna be me, guys. Think about it. Like, they wanted me first. So if that's what Brendan could do, imagine what I would have done in the role, because I was first choice. And if he's getting Oscar nominated for it, I maybe would have bloody won the thing. Oh, you know what? If Brendan Fraser wins, let's just give me one as well, because it's basically me. It would have been. It should have. Maybe it should have been me. And like I said, it kind of feels like he's just saying it because the movie's got a bunch of hype around it. Why? Just don't really mention it. Like, actors are close to getting roles, audition for roles, maybe get roles and pull out of roles all the time. You don't just see Leonardo being like, yeah, that was going to be mine. Oh, what? This guy just got his first Oscar for this performance. Was really good. Everyone's giving him love. It was actually meant to be me. That was going to be me. So I was actually going to get all that. That was, just so you know, that wanted me. No. Everyone almost gets roles and does it. We just don't bring it up. Maybe someone asked him, but it just feels a bit weird. I'm not saying he's like an awful actor. Like, again, I think he's good. comedy stuff he writes in a niche sort of English. He was good for the era, maybe, I don't know. But I mean, even the Ricky Gervais stealing the joke thing, which I know he doesn't write his own jokes on that show, and Ricky Gervais even came out and said he probably has people writing his jokes and whatever. It's still just not a great look. It's just constant L's. Common James Corden L, as the youth say. But what can you do? What can James do? James Charles, also in a lot of hot water. Texting young boys again, James. Oh, actually, I think this one was actually of age. But, yeah, I saw on Twitter it wasn't going well. So, just Jameses aren't having a great run at it. You know, I want to send all my love out to the Jameses out there. It's been a rough year for Jameses. You know, let's pouring out for Jameses. Actually, should I be saying that? If James Charles is up to noncery, probably shouldn't be chucking out the sympathy card for him, actually. Maybe I should leave that one there. It's on the same sort of movie hype, movie train, movie convo. I really want to see the Barbie movie when it comes out. It's got Margot Robbie in it. It's directed by Greta Gerwig. I really like Little Women. I like, as in the film. I've got nothing against small people. But I wasn't saying I really like Little Women, because although I have nothing against small people, I don't want people to think it's like a weird fetish or like want on my, or like a checklist tick off. Oh, okay, you're a little woman, good, because Little Woman implies not like, because I would consider being 5'5" little, because I'm just like, that's small, but Little Woman would imply being like 3'9", and you know I'm not. I liked the film Little Women. What was the other one she did? Dunno, can't remember. But she got snubbed for Little Women, it ain't right. And, you know, she's got Margot Robbie, I said that already. It's got Ryan Gosling. The Gozman, that implies a lot. The Gozman. I like Gozzy. Gozlad. Gozalav. Ryan. And the trailer, it's got I still haven't Googled his name since the last time I was trying to remember it. Simu he's in it a bit, and I want to see it. I think it's gonna be good. It's been memed to death from the second like on set like shots came out for the first time, and I just think it's not gonna. I just don't know what to expect. The vibe, it's gonna be something good. Now the issue is, and there's a simple answer here, but the actual logistics around actually going to see it, you know, the whole one ticket to the Barbie movie, please. It's like if you're with like a group of friends, it's almost kind of easier because like, yeah, we're together. We want to watch the Barbie movie. Yeah, we do. But I don't watch movies with other people generally, normally. So I just be going alone into a cinema, and I usually don't see them when they first come out. Like I feel like on the first day at least there'll be like a few other people there. There'll be a mix of people all seeing the Barbie movie, and you'll kind of just blend in or walking in. I typically go when there's like 4 other people. So the movie's been out a few weeks and there's like 4 people in the screen, and I don't even buy the ticket there. I wouldn't even have to ask them. I'm just kind of an awkward person. I wouldn't even have to ask them. I'd be like, yeah, can I get a ticket for the Barbie movie, please? A ticket for the what? Sorry, mate. Oh, just the showing at 10:30, please. Oh, my screen's not working. I can't see the showings at 10:30. What's the film? What's the film called? Just tell me the name of the film, and I can just print your ticket, mate. No problem. I can't see the screen name, so you just tell me what the film's called. It's called the Barbie movie. Yeah, mate. You're kind of. It's like you don't want me to hear what you're saying. You're really mumbling for it. The Barbie movie, please. The Barbie movie. The Barbie movie. You want to see the Barbie? Yes. Could I have a ticket for the Barbie movie, please? Is someone meeting you here? Is that for one? Would you like one single ticket? Yes, one single ticket for the Barbie movie. Right, and would you like that in a VIP seat or a super saver seat or a just mid-range seat, mate? You know I want it in the super saver seat, mate. You know I'm cheap as fuck. Right, so you'd like one super saver seat, single ticket for the Barbie movie. That's a misery compiler. Yeah. Yeah, I'm cheap as fuck and I want to watch the Barbie movie on my own. Thank you. God forbid a man can't just enjoy the Barbie movie. And the thing is, I know no one else cares. And the thing is, I don't even order tickets. I always bring the barcode on my phone, so I buy it online. But even last time I went to go see, what was it called? With Timo Chalamet and Taylor Russell. Bones and All. Bones and All. Is that an embarrassing film? I mean, Barbie shouldn't. Look, we live in a free world. I can watch what I want, within reason. And, so I should be fine to see that too. But I didn't think Bones and All would be by, like, some weird standards that it's embarrassing to see that. When I went and showed the barcode, I went to a different cinema than usual. Showed the barcode. The guy looked at the barcode and then just look at the barcode. Just scan it immediately and let me go. I've worked in cinema. Don't even, just scan it and say, yeah, off you go, mate. It was at 18, maybe, but I look way older than that. But my point is, he wasn't checking my age and making sure I was old enough. Mate, you see I've got my phone here. I want you to scan it. So don't look at my phone without holding the scanner. Look at my phone because you have the scanner in my hand and you're immediately going to scan it and then tell me I can go. Didn't pick up the scanner, looks down at the barcode, reads it, what screen's it in, what's he watching, what time. Nosy, mate. I know you're bored, but like, come on now. He's like reading through the details. He's like, I want to know what this guy's up to. Are you seeing Bones? No, interesting. At 10:30 in the morning. That's a choice there, son. What screen's he in? Screen 4. Not even in a great screen for it, the cheap bastard. It's like, mate, just scan the thing. All right, so he looks at it, and then he looks at me, now he's judging me. He's like, okay, now let me see the twat coming to see the thing. Basically, he looks me up and down. Right then. And I'm just thinking, do you want to scan it, sir? He looked at me as if to be like, oh, come on, mate, you can do better. Just let me watch my movie. He made me, and I shouldn't have felt this at the time, but I walked through those doors with my tail between my legs as if I'd done something wrong. I just wanted to see Bones and All. And if that's how I got profiled for Bones and All, the Barbie movie's going to be an absolute mare, but I need to see it. I want to see it. And I won't be shamed by the cinema stuff. I won't be going back there anyway. That cinema was shite, wasn't even good. I like my local. I tried something a bit rogue, Bigger cinema. Yeah, what's all the Pavlova for? Nowhere near as good. Oh God, a cinema with a slope. Jesus Christ. I shouldn't have to explain this, but I will. Okay. What's your favourite cinema brand chain? Insert whatever your answer is here. Okay, that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But now let me ask you this. Are the screens in your cinema, are the chairs on a gradual slope, or is it a proper staircase dealio? If they're on a slope, I don't like to watch movies with other people anyway, but I would definitely won't be seeing one with you because I'm not watching a movie on like a glorified flat surface where if anyone even of average height sits in front of me, it's a nightmare. I don't even want people in my periphery. Even if I can still clearly see the screen, I don't even want the top of someone's head here just sort of bouncing around. Like, I don't even want to see that. Out of the periphery, just the screen. Stairs. What's wrong with the stairs? It's 2022. I like the cinema. Steep as well. Because there's some places it's technically got stairs, but you could do without them, and a wheelchair user could just wiggle his way right up there, no issue. Stairs, steep, like on a house. Chairs, no periphery. I'm feeling good. God, and this place was shit. Plus, when I worked in cinema, there was a slope in the first one I worked at. People would spill their Coke in the back row. That shit will just roll. Shit rolls downhill, and so does Coke. All the way through the road, you got to clean every single road to get the Coke out. Because the manager will check. And they, did they check every time? Or even if they don't, you know what customs are like. They can't just sit down in the sticky shite just for one day. Give us a fucking break. They'll be straight out there to tell you, and then you'll have to go on your knees, looking up at them like the little pathetic fool you are. Down there, like, yeah, and just clean that shit while they stand over you. Wipe my floor, cretin. And then they kick you up your ass. On your way, out you get. We're watching our film now. We're going to enjoy ourselves. Get back to work. I get it. It's the dynamics of it. That's what work is. And then when you go and see a film, they're at work. That's how it works. I understand. But it still hurts. Anyway, that was good. Woo! Sorry, that was really loud. Shouldn't. That was like deafening. That almost hurt me. It's like an echo, and this place is like full. Anyway, what's the next one? 14. I think this is 14. On to 15.
Here with the kids, and I've got 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. Like,